Welcome to this Sunday night training. We are, of course, talking about the importance of the 90-day run to set up your business in your first year in network marketing, and also how the Autoship is a tool, is a business tool to use to future-proof your business. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and go right into it. If you see the screen, just if you can put down the number 1 on the chat so that I know that we are ready to go. And this training series is really part of what we are terming the Road to the Legacy Project Conference, which is on the 28th to the 29th of June in Gqeberha or Port Elizabeth. And our training today is about the 90-day momentum and the power of the repeat. By the repeat, we talk about repeat usage, and of course, that is the Autoships. So in this training today, and I'll urge you to have your notebooks and take some notes, because we are in learning mode. Leaders are learners, leaders are readers, and leaders ultimately become earners as well. The first thing I want to talk about, because we are growing at such a rate that we're introducing new members all the time, the importance of launching new partners the right way. I'm going to show you just a couple of steps on how to do that. The second one is I'm going to give you an illustration of someone who has not built yet, but because they have an active Autoship, they have future-proofed their business, have actually banked earnings. Then I'll walk us through the binary qualification and road to manager, and then the momentum 90-day action group and the criteria that I shared on the legacy project group yesterday, which was Saturday. Now, there's 3 main steps to launching a business partner the correct way. Within that first 3 days, let's say someone has gone onto the call, they've purchased their core pack, they're excited, they want to get going. That first 3 days is so critical because A, they've spent money, 2, their excitement is at the highest. So you want to convert that excitement into you basically want to show them what is possible in this business in the shortest amount of time. You want to give them a highlight of what can happen. Now, there's 3 things here. The map session, what we call the massive action plan. The massive action plan is this. It's you getting on a Zoom or a video call with your new partner and basically asking a number of questions. Why did you get started? What their income goals are? How much time are they going to give per week in the business? And importantly, their list. So all of these things will basically give you an insight into whether this person wants to build big or they're just here as a product user. And by the way, I want to emphasize this. There's nothing wrong with product users. There's nothing wrong with people who are going to build slow. What you want to find out, though, in the map session or the massive action plan session is who those people are, so that you don't spend a disproportionate amount of time trying to push people in a certain direction. This is a volunteer business where people get to do what they want at the speed that they want. In the map session, and I'm going to show you what that looks like right now. The important thing of the list, let me do this really quickly. The important part of the list is I don't trust anyone in network marketing that says they have a list and their list is only digital. If they don't have a physical list, my list right now is up to, I'm going to tell you now, in 5 months, my list is up to 984 names. Now, that might be different for you because what my list will have is initially it had warm market. In other words, people that I know personally. But eventually, what I started doing is that I go through my Facebook. I happen to have a large Facebook friend base. Some of you might not have it. But what I've learned is that there's no need for me to have collected all these names on Facebook over all these years if I'm not going to ask them the simple question. And to me, the simple question is, hey, how are you? I want to be upfront with you. I have an income opportunity, and I'm wondering if you're open to have a chat. All I say. Once they say they are, get their WhatsApp number, either share the video of Teresa. I've also shot a video of the presentation and insist on inviting them on the Tuesday and the Thursday. Some people say yes, some people say no. But eventually, all I do every day is that. And your list to me, 50 if you want to build small, that's 50 people that you know personally. But really, anyone who gives me a list of 200 plus names on paper gives me an indication that they want to build big. The second part is the This Is It team website and the 10-step system. Now, let me just show you very quickly. After we do a massive action plan session, this is an example of someone who said, okay, we did a Zoom with this person. They what they wanted to the benefits of the patch, faith in the patch. The reason they got started in the business is because of the compensation plan. They want to get out of debt. They want to buy a brand new car. They're going to spend 2 hours a day, or 3 hours on weekends, or 13 hours. What they want to be making within the first 90 days is, that, or 10,000 rand per month. And I then show them that you need to be a director, then you need to write your goals, you need to upgrade to core, stay active, build a list between 300, and so forth and so on. The massive action plan, if you're new in this business and you haven't done it, make sure that the person that enrolled you in the legacy project gets you gets you a massive action plan so that you can have your business plan for the next 90 days. Thisisitteam.com is essential. If you have not gone onto thisisitteam.com, you have not gone onto the link on onboarding, the 10-step system, the compensation plan. Remember this, no one employs you. The word sponsor is a bit of a misnomer because it kind of assumes that there's someone who's your superior. No one is your superior in network marketing. You are all CEOs. And we're not necessarily going to ask you if you've gone through the This Is It team, but it's essential for you to do that. Above and beyond that, when we do the massive action plan, your sponsor will navigate you through the back office once, but the rest of the time, make it a practice. This is your business. It's your responsibility to go into your back office. If you don't understand anything, contact, Mark Dogs, contact Patrick, contact Maya. Hey, Maya, what does that mean? What does PV mean? What does GV mean? That gives us a sign of life that you are engaging with your business, but there are certain things that naturally that you don't know that you're trying to find out. So the This Is It team is very, very important. Daily reading. Spend 5-10 minutes on This Is It team. You will learn so much more. Myself and Sihle have recorded the 10-step system and made it easy and applicable for the South African market. So on YouTube, you can basically just search Cakata, and you will see our videos there from step 1 to step 2. Now, you will notice step 10, only 10 people have viewed that. That should give you an indication. So when 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people are talking about them earning in the business, don't be surprised, because it's only the people that invest time in the learning that get to benefit from that. So again, in launching your new partners, let's get the 10-step system going, because all you need to do is rinse and repeat the 10-step system. Okay, are we still all good? Let me get thumbs up if we're all good, so that we move on very, very swiftly. Got it. Now, the Autoship. The Autoship is a hallmark for me of knowing whether you're going to be in this business a year or not. The Autoship is simply this: automating the process where if you join the business on the 1st of April, you are telling the business that on the 1st of May, I want to order my X39 directly without me manually ordering it. What that does is means that you never lose your points, you never lose your volume. Here's an example of someone who started, but they have not built a team yet. But because they have always kept an auto ship, that 4,463 volume means that when they start building on the right, we halve that, right? We halve that because that's how you cycle. This person has already banked. Not, so just by keeping themselves active, they've already banked over 5,000 rands in cycle bonuses. They've banked over 5,000 rand in cycle bonuses just by keeping themselves active. Now, think of the Autoship as keeping the lights on in your business. There's no business that doesn't have a monthly cost of running it. Our minimum monthly cost is anywhere between 1.8 to 2.3 per month. But what you can do with that is you can use the products for yourself, or you can sell the product and reinvest it into the business. What you want to do, though, is you want to keep the Autoship here, but you also want to continue either retailing and enrolling so that your Autoship is paid for by the earnings in your business. Autoships future-proof your business. There's people who are sitting on spillover, carryover volume of 10,000, 20,000. That's hundreds of dollars and tens of thousands of rands that they've banked in the future when their business kicks in, which is what we're doing right now with the 90-day goal. If you don't understand this, you will pause this on the video, and get to understand this, because once you've unlocked that, the Autoship is this. Your long-term income in the business comes from a lot of people purchasing few products over a sustained period of time. Repeat customers, whether it's ourselves as business partners or our retail customers or our wholesale partners, consuming and using the product over time because we have testimonies in the business. That's where the long-term residual income comes in this business. So our role is to get people started within 72 hours, get them on that list, get them to enroll people so that as quickly as possible, their Autoship can be paid for by their income in the business. Okay. I hope this resonates, and we're going to discuss it at the end of the call when we go off record. Now, the importance of the binary qualification and going manager. Binary qualification is this: you have started, you have a core enrollment. Once you enroll one person on the core on the left and one person on the right, remember, every time you enroll someone, you get paid about 595 rands. So you've now enrolled two people, one on the left and one on the right. You've made upwards of 1,200 rands, but importantly, now you can earn in the binary, which means that every time your one leg, let's assume that your stronger leg is your right leg, every time your one leg goes 660 and the other one goes 330, you cycle out and you make 850. This happens in perpetuity. You can only cycle twice if you're not a manager, but you can cycle up to 30 times or $1,500 if you are a manager. The important thing that we need to be obsessive about is that within 72 hours, let us launch people right, that they can get binary qualified as a platform to go manager. Binary qualification is key because once you earn your first $35 and your second $35 and you start tasting network marketing money, the belief level increases. And when we can duplicate that, it means that we're on the pathway of actually earning a real residual monthly income. Okay. So the 2020 plan is this over the next 90 days. The 2020 plan is this: enrolling or recruiting 20 people on the left, 20 people on the right. Step number one is obviously get to 4. enroll 2 people on the left on core, 2 people on the right, and you are manager. From there, the duplication should start kicking in, but you do not stop there because you're trying to build a business of depth, right? And the 2020 plan is founded in thisisitteam.com because no one who has built and has personally sponsored 40 or above personal distributors has ever stopped earning a residual income. I know this for a fact. Myself and Cecil, for example, we have recruited personally 19, right? 19 personally sponsored people. 7 of them are on active Autoships right now, right? 7 of them are on active Autoships only. So about 30 to 40% of them are on active Autoship, but every single week we earn in the business. When we double that, and we get to 14, 30, 40 people, then it's tens of thousands of dollars each and every week. That's really the importance of taking care of your binary, building on the left and building on the right. Okay. The step 2, over the next 6 months, think about it this way. Even if you grow your business in the next 4 months from 10 personally sponsored to 20 personally sponsored, and over the next 6 months to 40 personally sponsored, continue to be in growth phase and in growth mode. We're going to talk about the acceleration of that in the next 90 days, because in 90 days, what we're trying to do is we're basically trying to do what we were going to do in a year and compress it in time. Because if we compress it in time, we will earn what we were supposed to earn in a year. We'll start earning it in 2 months and in 3 months. That's the value of momentum and a 90-day run. Now, this is just a quick scenario. We have a video of this on that Cakata YouTube page. Now, over the next 30 days, if you enroll 2 to 5 people, identify 1 to 2 people to duplicate that, your business will easily earn over 3,000-4,000 rands per month, which takes care of your Autoship. But the same scenario, and you duplicate that over 90 days, you will have a 12,000 and above business. And this is conservative, right? I'm only assuming that 30% of your people will have an active Autoship. You can take a screenshot of this as well, and we can discuss it a little bit further now. A 6-month duplication run with the same system, 4 to 5 people, which is what you're trying to aim for, or personally recruited, you could have a 40,000 Rand business and above. I'm just being ultra conservative with how I do my projections over here. But the power of Autoship and the power of continually recruiting people and product use, because recruiting and Autoships represent 2 things: product use. People are using products, you're using products, your brand partners are using products, their customers are using products. That is why and where the value comes from. And that's why we're able to earn this kind of income in network marketing. Now, before I ask how badly do you want it, I just wanted to go to the momentum action group and just go over the criteria. We started the group. We're going to take time over the next 3 to 4 days. There were 15 people that showed interest in getting into the group. Not every one of the 15 people are ready right now to get into the group because there's a couple of criteria. Everyone who is on the 90-day group must be currently active with 77 volume in the back office. You must have an Autoship set, at least a minimum 1 sleeve or 2 sleeves. Must attend the private Zoom trainings. We will have private Zoom trainings above and beyond these legacy project ones. We will have specific ones for the 90-day run, because what we're trying to do is we are trying to 5x the number of, we're going to move the group from 50 people inside the legacy project general group to 250 people by the time we go to PE at the end of June. So we're now going to have special calls that are not going to be announced on the main group on that. So you must be You must be committed over the next 90 days to do that. Should focus on recruiting 3 to 5 brand partners per month. So our group members must provide evidence of 200 plus physical list. If you don't have a list that you can verify, we can't add you onto the group. You must complete a current or a new MAP session, massive action plan that I talked about. Within this week, we're going to set up a calendar for that. Must commit to personal self-development. Every single person that's going to be on the 90-day momentum group will have to, within this week or within the next 2 weeks, finish your first year in network marketing. I'm also talking about those people that have watched, that have listened to it and finished it, like Patrick or Maya or Sithe. We're going to go over it again because individually, we're now going to do this. Inside that group, we're going to have to share training or share insights of what we've learned on that, how we're applying it on a day-to-day basis so that it benefits that momentum action group. Again, all members must go through again the This Is It team 10 steps and share insights. Daily, we're going to be sharing insights in the group. So the general group is going to move as we're moving right now, sort of casually. It's a community that is not a high pressure environment, but the 90-day momentum group is really set up in such a way that number 7, members will have to do weekly accountability sessions, whether individually or in group settings. We'll go over such aspects as how many DMOs did you do, how many follow-ups, how many invites did you do, how many. We will go through a detailed list of what activity has been going on in the business. That is why I have been very, very adamant to say that I don't recommend that everyone joins the 90-day group. The community group, which is the legacy group that we shared this invite on, that's the perfect group for everyone to be on. This one is a high performance group recommended for brand partners that commit over this 90 days to really is think of it as a boot camp or hell week if you're a Navy SEAL, like who Teresa always says. The general group is still very, very sufficient because I want people to stay on the general group because we barely remove people from the general group. But if you fall outside of the 7 criteria for the 90-day group, we will remove you, unfortunately, and I don't want that to happen. So only reach out to myself, to Maya, to Matsax, to Sihle, if you know that you can compete for sure on the 7 criteria that we have set out over here. Now, I want to end off our training with a simple question: how badly do you want it? You have to decide how badly you want it, and it's okay if what you want is you want to be in the community, to grow, to be a product user, to share. But for those people that want to accelerate, 10 to 20% of us will be ultra users or the leaders that lead a grouping of 100,000 that we will eventually become in 2025. So that's our training for tonight.